Hi there, this is Mark Schauder with Sotheby's International Realty with another episode of Powing Today. Today I'm here with Karen Zullo of Insight Credit Group. Welcome, Karen.
Thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate you having me.
Well, thank you. Why don't you tell us about your business and what you do?
Okay. My business is Insight Credit Group, which I founded 20 years ago. And it is a credit restoration, debt settlement, and identity theft recovery company.
And 20 years is a long time. What made you go into this business?
Right, I was only 2. Good question. Honestly, what made me go into this business, and I'll give you the Reader's Digest version of this, is that about 25 years ago, I dissolved a business partnership.
Okay.
And with that, I ended up with half of the debt, which was about $40,000. And I thought, no problem, I'm a trooper, I can make this work, not an issue. About 2 days after the dissolution of the business, I went out and opened another business, thinking that it was just gonna take off, no problem. Long story short, it didn't take off as I had hoped. And for 4 years, I struggled with just barely making the minimum payments. And people kept saying, well, just file bankruptcy. And I was someone very attached to my credit score, and just would not do the bankruptcy. Had looked into some other options, nope, not for me. Finally, after 4 years of doing this, I got brave enough to add up those minimum payments I paid out, and I had paid out I had paid out something like $14,000 on the 40-ish that I owed, yet I still have $38,000 in principal. And at that point I threw my hands up and I said, I've got to do something
better.
And a friend referred me to a brand new upstart debt settlement company in San Diego, and I said, nope, not even interested. And I kept that card and I looked at it for about 3 months and I said, go talk to them. So I did. They were literally ground floor, meaning that I sat on the floor when they did not even have furniture in yet. And so they told me what they did, and we can get you out of debt for much less than you owe. We can repair your credit afterwards. And I said, sign me up. So I had not left their office. By the time I'd left their office, I lived about 10 minutes away. By the time I got home, I had a call on the phone. They'd asked me to come in and help them start up the company.
Oh, wow.
And I said, and I'm like, no, don't think so. I said, I've got my own, still my own new business that I'm struggling with. And I teased them because I told them they stalked me for about 6 weeks. And finally, I'm like, what are you doing? Just go see what they have to say. And I did. They, shared their mission, vision, and business plan. And I said, how do I start?
Sign me up.
Sign me up. But really, I did say that I'd come on board on one condition, and that was that they taught me every aspect, which was the settlement piece. The sales, I sell. So the settlement piece and the credit repair piece, and they did. So a couple of years later, they went out of business, and I turned around and opened up Insight Credit Group.
Wow. Okay. What drives you?
Being that I've been in the position where my clients are now, that is a huge motivator. I know the stress associated with it, and I know what it can do, to families and to your job, and it affects you in every way. So that's really my, motivating factor is I'm able to help people, and I like to say give them a second chance.
Right, absolutely. So what has surprised you about being in this business?
What surprised me is when I started this 20-some years ago, believe me when I say credit repair was much easier back then. Over the years, there's been a lot of compliance changes, and so we're always scrambling to stay, one step ahead of, whatever's going on out there. But, let's be honest. I mean, the banks and the credit bureaus, they don't love us, so.
They want all their money.
They want all their money, and, we're stepping in saying not quite all of it. But yeah, been challenging in the respect of constant change within the industry from compliance standpoints.
So that makes it a learning curve all the time.
A constant learning curve, and sometimes it's a little tweak of the business, other times it's like a whole restructure of the business model.
Interesting. And you've been doing this 20 years, so you got something right.
Had a few restructures along the way.
And obviously you got to have clients that love you.
I hope so. We do a great job. Between myself, my director of processing, and my director of negotiations, between just the three of us, we have a combined 70 years of experience between the three of us. So yeah, we know what we're doing, and we get great results for them.
And how many clients have you assisted over
Oh gosh.
Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know. It's got to be up into a couple thousand. Yeah.
And most people are satisfied with the results, obviously.
I'm still here, and and we have very little to no customer service. So, it's all about the client, taking care of them, doing the right thing. If our programs aren't for them, we will let them know, and we will refer them somewhere else.
Somebody else that can help them better.
Definitely.
And what are some of the greatest challenges you have?
That's an interesting question. The greatest challenge honestly is getting the creditors, collectors, and credit bureaus to actually abide by the law. Because that law is black and white, and between our 70 years, we have a huge amount of experience in credit law, consumer law, state, federal, contract law with regards to the credit and debt, and we'll call it out to the creditors, collectors, and credit bureaus, and they oftentimes will ignore, knowing they can get away with it because there's not a whole lot of oversight in that respect. There should be by the CFPB, but they're so overwhelmed that they're not able to handle all of the complaints that come into them.
But you get some wins out of them anyway, right?
Oh, we get a lot of wins. We just keep beating them up till they're tired of hearing from us.
That's probably the truth of the matter.
A lot of times it is,
Persistence?
Yeah. Sometimes I say it's definitely persistence, but sometimes I think it just depends whose hand it lands in that day, and are they in a good mood or not?
Well, I guess that's human nature, huh?
I suppose so.
What are some of the most memorable clients that you've helped? Any that you can share?
Oh my gosh. There's been so many, and the number one client that comes to me are sent to me by realtors such as yourself or mortgage lenders.
Okay.
So it seems like most of the people we deal with are looking to get into a home, and get their families into a home. So what really, makes this all worth it for us is when we get those stellar emails, with a picture of them with their new home and saying, hey, we couldn't have done this without you.
Right.
So
that's fabulous.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And I know you have new things coming up. Why don't you share that with us?
Well, I do, and you're a part of it.
Absolutely.
We're so happy to have you. I recently founded an organization or a group, I should say, called Change Happens. And what we all are is a collaborative resource and education group for people going through divorce. So we have brought on board a group of professionals, such as you, Mark, that are very experienced in helping people through divorce situations. And as you know, divorce situations, their needs are much different than, much more complicated than someone not going through that process. So, we've brought on board such as yourself, realtors that hold the divorce designation, mortgage lenders, financial planners, family law attorneys, marriage and family counseling therapists, financial analysts, and credit and debt experts.
Right. And it should be a fabulous group, and we're going to you want to share about the workshops?
Yes, we're actually doing 2 workshops a month. So one of those workshops will be for the consumer who is either contemplating divorce, currently in it, or maybe post-divorce, and still needs additional resources to help them, get back on track. and then we'll hold one luncheon a month, and these are going to be for professionals. So they will be for other family law attorneys, tax attorneys, estate planners, therapists, anyone who may have clients that they help going through a divorce process. So we're really there for them to say, hey, here we are, we provide everything and anything your client might need, so please keep us in mind as kind of that one-stop, resource.
Right. And we're all professionals.
And we're all professional. Everyone in the group, as you know, has been doing what they do for a very long time.
Okay, and back to your business. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Best way to reach me would be, you can call us at 800-679-7172. You can reach out to me directly at 619-318-9866, or jump on our website, insightcreditgroup.com.
And they can email you from the website too?
And they can email me from the website, or you can email directly to Karen at insightcreditgroup.com.
Very good. Well, thank you for your time today.
Mark, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Again, this is Mark Schauder with Sotheby's International Realty with another episode of Poway Today.